Hi there, I'm Steve and welcoming you back to another exciting episode of 5 Minute Theory. In our last episode, which was all about notes and values, today's episode is going to be huge. Today's episode is all about staves or staffs, ledger lines, and the two most common clefs used in popular music. Within written music, there needed to be a system devised in order to communicate pitch and note values of either instruments that are of definite pitch, such as pianos, guitars, even the human voice, and also instruments of indefinite pitch, such as drums, cymbals, tambourines, and so on and so forth. And so the stave or staff was created. Now on the board we have one. Staves always read from left to right, and it goes from low pitch at the bottom and high pitch at the top. The modern version we use nowadays consists of 5 horizontal lines and 4 spaces, known as first line, second, third, fourth and fifth line, and first space, second, third, fourth. So this can total 9 notes. We can put a note either above or below the first and fifth line. Now if the note is higher sounding, that it takes it above the stave range, or lower, so it takes it below the stave, we use additional lines that are only just about as wide as the note. These are called ledger lines. They follow the same spacing rule as a stave, and they look like this. So I'll just put one here and I'll put one there, and let's put one there, say like that. Now staves use bar lines, as mentioned in episode 1, to separate beats into equal portions. They do use more advanced lines, but that will be covered in a much later episode of 5 Minute Theory. So the basic lines, that they look like this basically. So one there, let's just put one there. Sorry. This modern version of staves is quite old in fact though. It's been going around for about 500 years. There's other versions of staves around, such as a 4-line or a 6-line stave, but 5 is the most common. Why, and what I'm about to say may cause some debate, but no one fully knows. It might be down to something significant in the past, or something might be quite simply was fashionable at the time as its development, as many famous composers seem to use the 5-line stave. Now in our next episode, which is all about pitch, there had to be a way of identifying which note pitch was which. So for example, if I put a semi-breve on this stave here, like that, now we have a new problem as to what pitch this note is, and also as pitch covers a wide range of low to high notes, one stave wasn't enough. Otherwise we would end up with lots of notes and lots of ledger lines above or below the stave, which can cause a lot of confusion as to identifying the note pitch. So a system was devised in order to have a stave that consisted of low pitch notes and a stave for high pitch notes. For example, on a piano, as there's a wide range of pitch on it, the piano could be split in half, so the left side, which is lower pitch, and the right side, which is high pitch. Additionally, as some instruments such as guitar has notes derivative from a high pitch range, and bass which is derivative from a low pitch range, it made sense to have a stave for high sounding and a stave for low sounding instruments. Excuse me. Now back to the drawing on the board. This semi-breve is there, but what range is it? Is it high or is it low? Clefts categorise the stave into a range of high and low. The two most common clefs used are Sorry, I'll just do that again. That wasn't me, not my best, unfortunately. So let's do it a bit slower. So what we have here is we have treble clef or G clef and bass clef or F clef. Treble clef, should I say, is for notes that are high pitched, and bass clef for low pitch. There are other clefs, but they are a bit more uncommon, used in other instruments really. But in popular music, only the two shown here are used. So a guitar would use treble clef, and a bass guitar would use bass clef. Piano, treble clef would be right hand, and bass clef left hand. So back to the stave. If I put this clef on the stave, also bear in mind, whilst I'm on it, the clef sits like this, with the line going through the middle circle of that. And however, if I draw a bass clef as well, it goes through the dot. Some composers are known to move these up and down, but it's not very common really. Now, with the clef being a treble clef, this is telling me that this note is from a higher pitch range. So what note it is, you're going to find out in the next episode, which is all about pitch. So for the next time, I'll see you in our next episode. Thanks a lot for watching my video. Hope you subscribe. See you later. Ta-ra.